Let's talk about how to manage time when you're stressed and overwhelmed. You're doing all the things, keeping the house running, shuttling the kids to activities, holding down your 9 to 5 maybe, and trying to grow your dream business without burning out. It feels like there's not enough time and you're barely holding on. If one more person tells you just take care of yourself, put yourself first, you might scream, and maybe you have. But what if I told you that you could actually accomplish more with less? Less stress, less chaos, and more ease. Hi, I'm Teri Day. I am your business accountability mentor for entrepreneurial women who are juggling it all. I help you reduce overwhelm, reclaim your time, and actually make progress on your goals. If that sounds like something you need, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button because this channel is all about helping you create space, move forward, and breathe again. This is my pup on the side here. So let's talk about it. Overwhelm isn't just about time, it's about capacity. Your mental load and emotional bandwidth matter more than your planner. Before you start planning, start by checking your capacity. I know what it's like. You want to keep on doing, keep on moving, and the idea of stopping to reassess sounds counterintuitive. You may be thinking, I don't have time to stop. Stopping to check on myself seems selfish or lazy. But let me be clear. You're not lazy. You're over capacity. Two different things. When you're over capacity, it feels like you're running fast on a hamster wheel, doing all the things and seeing little to no progress. This is because stress shrinks your ability to prioritize clearly. When you slow down, even for a moment, you can start to see where you're spending energy on activities that don't move the needle and what's quietly draining you. So start with the essentials, not the to-do list. You want to identify what moves the needle, not busy work, not the shiny object. Take the time to look at what actually needs to get done, not just like what feels urgent. You may want to ask yourself these questions like, what must happen to get me one step closer to my goal? And what does real progress look like? Remember, you are not in competition with anyone else. Not everything needs to get done today. I want to ask you a question. What is something on your to-do list that feels urgent, but might not actually be essential right now? Think about it and drop it in the comments below because I would love to hear. And let's talk about building in recovery time. You need to schedule buffers when you need them. I know it sounds hard, but I've learned to do it. And how do you start? You decide. You figure out what's essential and you plan for that. Then you build in a buffer so you have space to decompress and breathe. You might be asking, how can I build in time that doesn't exist? And I think the better question is, how can you afford not to? Rest is a time management strategy. Stress impairs working memory. Studies show that stress can disrupt the prefrontal cortex, leading to difficulties in concentration and decision making. We've all felt it, we've all been there, and we know it's real. When you work while stressed, you don't work better. You just work harder for worse results. I'm sure you've heard the saying, work smarter, not harder. That's what we're talking about here. And a lack of sleep also impairs attention, executive function, and memory, making it harder to manage tasks efficiently. That means tasks take longer, feel heavier, and drain you faster. You do better when you feel better. Emotional regulation declines when you don't take care of yourself, and it improves when you do. Reviewing your capacity, focusing on what actually moves the needle, and factoring in recovery time all help reduce overwhelm. And surprisingly, they increase your true capacity because when you're less stressed, you can handle more in the time you have. You get time back. You want to create a structure you can actually stick to. Use tools that work for your brain. Don't worry about what the experts say. Unless what they say is like rings true and is music to your ears. You need to trust yourself to know how you work best. What are your strengths? How can you highlight them in your work? Like, what are you good at? What are your weaknesses? Because we all have them. And how can you bring ease to those areas that aren't your strengths but still need to get done? You need to be vision forward, plan weekly. It's important to know where your head is so you can stay on course. But planning too far ahead can actually cause overwhelm. Too many tasks swirling in your head leads to overwhelm. what I do with with my clients, I have them vision far out, but then we focus in much more shorter, and we focus in shorter amount of time and shorter sprints. Instead, you want to write, type, voice note, however you do it, all the things that need to get done. Just get it all out. Brain dump everything. Then you want to map out what needs to happen right now. Focus on that. Each day, set an intention without rigid time blocks. Give yourself room to move, respond, breathe. Leave room for real life. Kids, pets, calls, feelings, all the things, because life happens and we cannot control it all. It's not about controlling every detail. It's about staying in flow, letting go of that vice grip we have on controlling what happens. Because when you're aligned, momentum finds you. I have another question for you to think about. What's one way you can build in a little recovery time this week, even if it's just 10 minutes of breath work? Remember, you don't need to start big, you just need to start. So I hope you enjoyed this. If it's resonated with you, when you're ready to stop spinning your wheels, start making aligned, intentional progress, I'd love to support you. You can book a free clarity call with me using the link below, and we'll talk through what's working, what's not, and how to move forward without overwhelm. And if we're not connected yet on Instagram, can find me over at Lovely Days Collective. That's where I share more kind of behind the scenes things, mindset shifts, and real life moments that I walk through this journey as well. Remember, your time matters. Your energy matters. And you don't have to figure it out all alone. If it spoke to you, hit subscribe, like the video, and please answer the questions in the comments because I can't wait to hear from you. Remember, the questions are, what's something on your to-do list that feels urgent but might not actually be essential right now? And what's one way you can build in a little recovery time this week? I'd love to hear from you.